Okay, I'm back. I started on this part, and then I got interrupted, and now I don't remember where I left off. I think it was, I was starting to do the, I don't know. So if you see this page again, I'm sorry. But this was, day 23, and the prompt was, recipe 4. And I have these napkins that I gotten from Savers. And Savers is a big thrift store chain. And there's like they're also known as Value Village and another name. But I kept the fronts, and then I took the rest of them after I separated them, to get the top layer, and then I glued them on with gel medium, and then I took then stamped some stamps, and this one's by Argon Wild. It's a hamburger, and then I took from the spice catalog from Penzies, and in that catalog there's recipes throughout it, so I took some of the recipes out and glued them onto the page, and I stuck this picture that I got it from a book on there, and then I glued the 2 napkin pictures, and this one says I make cocktails, not dinner. And this one says, does this girl come with the man? And I did try to do a little blending with the after I glued the recipes down, and then I took some alpha stickers that I had in my scraps, and not my scraps, in my stash, and spelled out recipe for disaster. And these stickers I had like forever, for years, except for like this one I got I think last year at Big Lots. And the 24th was thankful for, and I did these two, the prompt 24 and prompt 27 27 on the same day. So, but on the 24th, I took these little paint things I got at a dollar store when I was in Michigan. I'm sure you can get them in other dollar stores. Excuse me. And I took some of it when I used them. I took my water spray bottle and sprayed them to loosen the paint, so the paint won't be as thick. And I took the pink one as the first layer, and did that layer, let it dry. And I took the yellow, put that on, wiped some of it off, and same with I did with the green. And then I took the blue, watered it down, and then made some splatters. And I took this quote. I found this quote: "Drink and be thankful to the host. What seems insignificant when you have it is important when you need it." And that's by Franz, and I'm not saying his name. So I liked how that turned out. I like how this one turned out, but more on that in a bit. This one is prompt 25th, and the prompt was a deluge of dreams. And I took wrapping paper. Well, it's not really wrapping paper. It was mulberry paper that was wrapped in my birthday gifts that a friend given me. And of course, I carefully unwrapped it, wrapped the gifts, and saved the paper, and I glued that with gel medium. And she's from an article or ad that I was going to use for another page, but I decided to use it then and used it now. And I found another quote for the prompt, and I was always a dreamer, in childhood especially. People thought I was a little strange, and that's by Charlie Pride. Prompt 26 was recycle, and on Black Friday I went to Target, and I went late in the day, like around 11, so it wasn't as bad. I went to Target, and then I went to Michael's, and then I wanted a frap, so I went back to Target, and I got a frap. It was a caramel brulee, yummy yummy. Anyway, while waiting for my drink, I took some napkins, and I used a couple of them in here, again with the gel medium, and then introducing, in this little video, that was from packaging when I got free samples when the new flavors came out. And I think these two were from a pamphlet, fill out how they're doing. And I stamped with these are alphas, these are by Ink and Dink and Do, and I got them at Michael's on that day on Black Friday, and they were on clearance. And this was the sleeves for coffee or hot chocolate. And I got this when my mom had hot chocolate. I just took it before she threw it out. And I'm gonna hopefully, if I remember, to put in a empty hot chocolate packet. And let's see. And this is the 27th, and the prompt was have, and I had no clue what to do. So again, I did the page, and then I went and found a prompt. And I painted around the picture, and with the paint color is called Red Hot, and it's a gloss, and it's by Apple Barrel. And then I used some, I think lavender or orchid color paint. It's purple. Painted that, wiped some off, and then on the top of the page I took some light blue on there, and then took my water bottle and squirted it, and held it up to make drips. And again, I did it again with a bright blue craft paint. It's the same effect. And then I think I did it with the purple too. I'm not sure. It's been a while. And then I put a little bit of the pale blue craft paint and a little bit of the bright blue craft paint onto a craft mat, spritz with water, and then with the paintbrush I just splattered onto the page and onto the wall. You gotta be careful when you do those paint splatters, but I think I wiped some of them off, and you don't realize it till like next couple days, and you look to your left and you see spots of paint. But anyway, then I wrote on a piece of paper that I used when I was doing a previous page that I sprayed with Lindy's, and I still had the paper, so I wrote the quote down and cut it out, and outlined the boxes with the black Bic pen. And this quote says, the rewards of a thing well done is having done it. And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I liked how it turned out, like a grungy feel to it. The 28th is Today and when the prompt came out, and when I did this page, I was wrapping presents. So I used scraps of paper to do this. I used again red. I think I don't know if it's from here or another. Yeah, I used red, and I think I used like neon one, and then some green craft paint, and then I took this one and tore the strips, and then I used a circle template and made circles out of it, and then glued that onto the strips and make like a hanging ornaments. And then I took the Cradalope set that I have for making little envelopes and took the inside of that and traced those to make like presents. And then I wrote what I did today. on top of each one. We're almost done. And then day 29 was how I can be the best me. And I did the 29th and 30th on the same day, so I used the same colors. And so the colors are magenta and a hot pink, and I by Volkart, and I used a palette knife to spread the paint around, and then to blend it more onto the page I used a baby wipe that I put plastic wrap on top. And I used to do this with when you brayer ink on an ink pad onto cardstock, and glossy cardstock, and you wet the paper, and then you put the plastic wrap on top of it, and then you let it dry, and then once it's dry you take the plastic wrap off, and it leaves like a cool design. Except I didn't wet the page, but anyway. And then I wrote, well, I drew her a while ago, and I colored her last month, and I didn't like how it looked. One side looked, so I just cut it in half, and I glued this side down, and I stamped out how can I be the best me. And then I wrote some things like create, happy, friend. I wrote this smiley face. I put a $sign. I put working and happy. And that's that page. And I did the same, like I did the same background thing with this one. It did take off, when I did take off the plastic wrap, it did take off some of the paint, but that's okay. And with the Artist Loft watercolor paper, I cut out a big circle and drew a happy face, like from way back in the day in the 70s with, you know, the happy face. And I used Neo Color 2s. I did the black first and then the yellow. And then I went and found some quotes. Happiness is not a goal, it's a byproduct. That's from Eleanor Roosevelt. Happiness is an inside job, and that's by William Arthur Ward. Happiness is good health and a bad memory. That's by Ingrid Bergman. A large income is the best recipe for happiness. Let me say that again. A large income is the best recipe for happiness I ever heard of. And that's by Jane Austen. And happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. That's by the Dalai Lama, and that's day 30. And that's it. Some prompts were a lot more fun to do, and then some were you had to think, and that's probably what the point she was trying to do when she was coming up with these prompts. And so that's NaNoJouMo for 2011, and thanks for watching.